All right. Should be good.
Oh, I hate how that happens. There's no other way for me to do it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right. All right. I am knocking. Tomorrow, 7. Yes.
7. Yeah, that's what I told him. So hopefully that's correct.
That's what I told him too. Okay. All right. Good. That worked. That one's good. What's up, my messy liberals? How fucking dare you? How dare you call me a messy liberal? How liberals know how to knock on doors? I thought they just enter wherever they want. No, that's the problem with liberals. They don't enter. They don't know how to knock. They just stand
I
in
was
the
gonna say
street.
that doesn't sound very liberal. That sounds like ICE.
That sounds like a red-blooded MAGA. That's
Yeah.
who that sounds like. Liberals just stand in the fucking weather and deal with it, and they say
just
somebody
accept whatever is happening. And then they
happening,
say,
and
if I get a little more information, I'll fund it.
yeah,
That's what liberals
yeah.
do.
They stand outside in the street, and then they look at the MAGA base continuously break people's door and go in and rob, and they go, I will write a sternly worded tweet, and I will write to my congressman, and we'll get this figured out. That's what liberals do. We are not them. We are not them. How dare you call me that? Anyways, welcome guys. Welcome to all the factors. As always, we have technical problems, but we are here nonetheless.
We're only
Thank
like
you.
2 minutes late. It's okay.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us. And if we talked about anything other than what we are going to talk about, it would be insane.
It'd be like, what
It
are
would
you
be
guys
insane.
hiding?
Yes, yes.
Obviously, like one of
What
us
is
was
your
into it or
position?
something. And we're like, we
Right,
can't talk about this.
right. One of us was secretly hoping
Like super
for
pro
pro
more.
pro pro RTX. I
Sorry
need the
guys, I'm
defense
actually
contract to ramp up.
I know I'm always talking about all this liberal stuff, but I'm really into war. I just think it's like, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Something you just have to do, and it's just the way it is. So if you have any questions about this war as to what is happening, feel free to ask. I've been keeping a very close eye on all the war crimes we are committing. So that's always nice. And again, to preface this, because I'm sure we'll get somebody in here talking about you must be pro Ayatollah. What about the 40,000 people they murdered in 3 weeks? Come on.
You can hold two ideas and ideals at the same time. Like,
I don't even expect that. Listen, I don't even expect that. I don't even expect you to go that far to be able to understand that much. 40,000 in 3 weeks. You know how much you have to do 40,000. It took Israel 2 years with continuous bombing of Gaza Strip. I mean, the numbers are massive over there, but to get to 70,000 is where they are right now. Yeah, it's 2 years. You understand?
That's okay. That's what Israel's accepting. But
I mean, the numbers are much higher.
Okay, I think when you're talking to someone like that, though, sometimes for this particular point, it's better just to accept what they're saying at face value and say, okay, sure. But what good is going to come out of our intervention, out of U.S. intervention? All we've gotten is more death. The people are, more civilian death. The people are now protesting the U.S. instead of their own government. Like, nobody, like, they don't want this. The American public doesn't want this. So, like, what good are we doing?
I disagree.
I have seen very little, like, on the pro side of doing this. Maybe that's just my media, but like, nobody's really like, we got to do this, except for the Trump administration.
It is a little bit of your media. I've been keeping an eye on the polls on Twitter from reputable posters. And Kyra, I will answer your question that you asked. They have finally brought the base to 50-50. Just continuous propaganda. They finally brought the American populace to 50-50, which is, of course, 80%. 80% of Republicans for this. 80%. Which
That's
is
crazy. I'm finding
insane.
I feel like I don't want to believe that. Like, I'm just like, no, that's not real. I will head in my sand, or head in the sand and just be like, nope, I don't believe that one.
I get that.
Is silly.
I mean, like, when it first happened, or like in any pre-polling that was happening before the action, it was very, very low. But then, Trump just goes, listen, you were already dying for Israel. We're just going to die for Israel a little bit more. And I love Israel.
Well,
and
that's what's crazy about it. I mean, the news for the past, 24, all day yesterday was literally solidifying that we're doing this, we are pulled into this because of Israel, by multiple sources saying this. And you would think that you'd think we wouldn't be able to come back from that, or they wouldn't be able to come back from that.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it's not even news. The news is saying it because Marco Rubio said it.
Marco Rubio, Mike Johnson, Trump's the only one that denied it.
No, Trump said it, and then he denied it, and then he said it again, and then he denied it. Well,
did he say it again?
Yeah, he said it again.
All I saw was him deny it and say, if anything, I pulled them into it, and just typical Trump, Trump way.
Yeah. Well, no. So Marco Rubio said it, which means the administration. Marco Rubio's not going to come out and say something like that Trump has to walk back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, like he has to follow the plan of the administration, and then they saw the backlash. Like, oh, okay, so you're just saying we didn't pull this. I mean, Israel struck first. Israel struck first. The strikes from Israel went first. Like, they have to. It had to be a coordinated effort because they hit literally, I think, 15 separate locations all at the same time. I mean, as powerful as the United States is, there still needed coordination from Israel, Air Force to do it. Well, again, I say Israel, but it's like the same. it's the same. The package is the same. They designed the package all to go at the once, and it requires a lot of coordination. So Israel had to fly first.
Right.
To go over all that airspace of Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and then they've been using Azerbaijan as one of their stops. That's why Iran has been bombing Azerbaijan. But Israel did 100% go first. Like, that is not a question. And Marco Rubio came out and said it, but then they just faced this insane backlash from everybody, all Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, everybody. And then Trump goes on, does the interview, goes, no, it was me. I did it. Like, no, we did it. And then Marco Rubio walked it back, and then it was all well, Israel, we have a strong relationship. It was coordinated effort, that bullshit. But we all know.
Yeah, no, I saw the walk back from Marco Rubio, but
yeah, it was literally just a day later. So it was yeah. Okay, can we talk about that too? I've seen that. I've seen the diaspora dancing to the YMCA Trump dance.
Yeah.
You're so fucking dumb, because I experience this all the time. I personally experience this all the time, and I fucking hate it. I literally so today there was a video. I'm not trying to co-opt this into feeling towards the Indian conversation, but it's the similarities are there. India is so involved in this too, especially with the tanker,
Yeah.
tanker blowing, not the tanker, the Navy warship blowing up off the coast of Sri Lanka. But anyways, there's a video of this guy talking about like, how do I explain this to non-Punjabis, which are, you know, my people, and it's just a bunch of nostalgia of like being back in Punjab in India, and just like, you know, just a whole like feeling of like being in your home technically. And literally the first fucking comment is, I love this so much. This is where my heart is. We should fight for this. And I'm just like, and this is my response to it. This was my literal response to it. Yes, my place is so fucking beautiful. Beautiful. My homeland is so beautiful. Let me just turn this into a battleground and just murder shit ton of my fucking people, and just to preserve this. Like, you're fucking dumb. Like, you're fucking dumb. Like, like I saw this one girl outside of New York talking about like, oh, the Iranians wanted this. You're telling me the 166 fucking little girls in Minab like wanted that? Like, they wanted a fucking missile strike on their head
On their school, right? Absolutely, absolutely not.
You're fucking stupid. You're literally fucking stupid. And you know what the insane part is? If you look at the entire fucking planet, Iran has the highest, like one of the like top 3 highest educated population of women.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like they're literally all going to college, all educated, super educated. Like, they're incredibly educated. The population is like full of engineers. You know what I mean? Like, yes, there's obviously the fucking oppression that the Ayatollah brings in, the Islamic Republic brings in, and like you have literally no freedom. I just watched an interview today on February 26th. The fucking Indian journalist in Iran is interviewing in Tehran, literally standing in the square of fucking Tehran, interviewing a Tehranian resident by the name of Sarah. And she is shit talking the fucking regime.
Okay.
No head coverings, no suppression. There's just life happening all around on February 26th, literally just a few days before these strikes happen. Like, what are you talking about?
Of course, like what right, like the propaganda of what we've seen, or I guess the image in all of our heads is going to be probably much more extreme than it actually is. That's not to say that there haven't been like atrocities committed by the government. I mean, I will never sit here and be like defend any regime or government, because all governments in this world are doing horrible things, especially the religious, backed ones, like we see here, Israel, Iran included, all of that.
India.
I think
gotta put that in there.
Sorry, my bad. I know.
The land of fucking religions, dickheads. All of them dickheads.
It's interesting because I feel like it's not. This is another one, like I said at the beginning, like of holding 2 ideas in your head at the same time. Like I had like previously followed a couple like Iranian American content creators. And they came out and they they shared their thoughts, and it seems like their thoughts seem like common sense to me. They're like, yes, my parents did have to leave Iran because of, the regime and what they did. So, and I have since coming here as a child or whatever, growing into an adult, I have chosen to speak out against the regime. So I'm not allowed to go back there, and that breaks my heart every day. Is there part of me that's glad that, Khamenei is dead? Yes.
100%.
But I'm still devastated at the destruction of my homeland, the fear that my family that is still there are in, or, if they are still alive, and, the death of my people. And I feel like, to me, that seems like a common sense opinion to have. Like, even if you hate a leader and they've done so much wrong to you, why would you invite a stronger imperial force who has no regard for human life and has shown no regard for human life to come in and just obliterate your people?
You thought that was doing? No, it's like so stupid. It's like, I want to talk to these people and be like, okay, so you want the United States to free them by dropping a goddamn F-35 missile on them.
Right. Yeah.
So you want them to free them from the regime by
Yeah,
unaliving them in
I
ashes.
guess if you consider death freedom, then yeah, they're free.
Right, right. Like it's so fucking stupid. I don't understand these people. I don't understand these people. And it's like they got to like step one and just stopped. Like they were like, America's gonna bring freedom, and it's such a weird diaspora. And I see it all the fucking time from, again, the Punjabi diaspora, because there has been like multiple movements of like separation from India. And I like my first fucking thought, like my first question to anybody that ever says that to me, and I'm like, okay. And this is the problem with the United States, and this is the problem with the diaspora, right? Is like the United States, it has unlimited. Like when I say unlimited, I literally mean unlimited firepower. Like they have unlimited firepower. They can, at any time on the planet, anywhere on the fucking planet, they could exert that firepower, because they're literally the only freshwater, blue water navy that
Well, I
does
want to
not
put
have
like a
to fucking.
bookmark there to come back to, just because I have questions, I guess, of you, because you know more about this than I do, about like the US's ability to continue this, like firepower wise, but like, so, but go finish your thought and then we'll.
Okay. Yeah. So
Go
the
back.
problem with the United States is not like if they can exert power, it's what happens after that. You understand? Like the same playbook in Iraq. Like they bombed the shit out of the country and then nothing. Right. So my question will, for all the time, anybody ever that wants to do like this whole separationist like kind of movement, I'm like, okay, you separate, then what? To your left is a CIA Chinese controlled country by the name of fucking Pakistan that has fostered terror at the command, at the behest of the United Kingdom and the United States for the last fucking 30 years. To your right is a freshly separated country that will not fucking deal with you. You are a tiny little fucking nation in the center. What the fuck do you do? Right? And it's the same exact, like you cannot govern. Like who do you trade with? Like you don't have a port, you don't have anything. Who do you trade with? China is, I mean, Pakistan is barely like holding together. Like you think India is just gonna allow like open air space to go into you? No, you're gonna fucking starve to death. You are a dumbass if you think that is going to be the case. And the same question goes to Iran. Like you're saying, okay, America's gonna come bomb at all the IRGC, which they're not doing. They're gonna fucking get rid of every single of the mullahs, the all your Politburo, your standing national military, just separate from the IRGC. Who takes over? You want Reza fucking Pahlavi from that grew up in Washington, the former Shah's son, to come over? Who nobody wants. I mean, I say nobody because there's like very little support there, and they're talking about like how there's chanting of fucking Reza Pahlavi and like the old Shah to come back, and like you are telling me he is going to be bringing together a coalition of 93 million people with massive diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is going to bring that together and create this liberal fucking democracy. You're dumb.
And the Shah is who the U.S., the CIA put in initially.
Yes,
so it's like
after Mossadegh.
Like
yes.
why would there be?
Why would they want that?
From either side.
Like, that's what really, the revolution was from. The revolution was from the Shah.
Right, like that's desperate. Like they have to be pretty fucking desperate. I guess.
Exactly. So that's the problem with the United States. Like it can go and exert power all day fucking long. They have no problem doing that. We don't have healthcare because they can do that. Like, you know. But then it's the next question. Like it's the, like, how do you govern that place when you've obliterated to pieces? Like when you've murdered tens of thousands. Like, and again, I wanted to get into this much later. The only way you do that is if you put ground troops. If you put Reza Pahlavi and then you have thousands and thousands of American soldiers literally going door to door and forcing people to go, well, this is your fucking new leader, like it or fucking not, which will translate into thousands and thousands of American sons and daughters getting unalived in the streets of fucking Tehran.
Right, and I mean multiple Democratic, but multiple senators came out of the briefing yesterday, right? And they said that they were like, I don't see any path where there's no troops on the ground.
There will be ground troops.
Which is like, that's scary. And they also like don't see, what was it, Blumenfeld was like, there's no like plan here. There's no
Yes.
end. Like,
so the way I see this going, I guess I will go from the worst option to like the extremely fucking worst option, because there is no good option. All the good options are kind of gone now. Is the best? Well, okay. The least worst option, and technically the best option for the entire planet, is that the IRGC remains in control. That is going to be the case, because ISIS hates IRGC. The IRGC people and the Iranians, they hate ISIS. They've eliminated there's no opposition inside of Iran that can come in,
right,
and take over, like Venezuela, for perfect example. They took Maduro away. There was sort of opposition. They made a deal with Delcy, and now it's the same government, but it's just a takeover of that government, right? There's none of that in Iran. Like it's just not there. They've eliminated all of it. There's a little bit of opposition in Iraq with the Kurdistan fighters, which is where this is going, and it's a bad idea where this is going, because the CIA is talking. Fox News has been reporting on this. Fox News, and so has Israel, and this is Israel's plan. This is the best case scenario for Israel's plan. What United States want and what Israel wants are two separate things right now. It started off as one thing, but they're two separate things right now. The U.S. thought how they goaded Trump into this is, we're gonna go in, kill the leader, and then we're gonna go straight out, and we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna have fucking tea and crumpets. Yeah. Not gonna fucking happen.
That doesn't make sense here.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, because the way Iranian society is set up, and the way the Iranian government is set up, is you have the IRGC, which is your bigger military power. They're seeped into everything. They're seeped into their economic structure. They're seeped into their education structures. They're seeped into like their social structure. They're seeped into their criminal structure, policy structure, government. So they're seeped into every little thing. Like, and then you have your Politburo, which is your council, which decides on the policies Iran follows, the supreme leader follows, and then you have the mullahs, which is the supreme leader, and he gets elected from the council of I think 4 or 8. I can't exactly remember. But they've been waiting for this for a long time. So the way they designed this, and this is what they're calling it, is mosaic warfare, is that there is no central command in Iran right now. When the first strikes happened, and this is the problem with, and this is kind of why Trump is a little pissed at Israel, a little bit, like secretly pissed, but he can't come out there and say it.
I feel like he's always a little secretly pissed at
Yeah. When the first strikes happened, he was thinking, and this was Trump's thinking, right? Because he got a little bit of power in Venezuela. He's like, oh, we're gonna take the leader and we're gonna replace it with some guy we know. And Israel didn't have that plan, because that's not what Israel wants. Does not want an Iranian state. They took out the fucking top 20 leaders, actually top 50 leaders. They took out.
So that's what he was talking about when he said, like, everybody
we have no idea.
Plans.
Yes, that's exactly what he meant. No idea. And then just a couple of days ago, the council got together, the Politburo got together of the mullahs. They try to elect a new leader. Israel bombed them too.
Did they? I kept hearing rumor of that, but so
yes.
That really
so
happened.
They bombed them too. They bombed the council that elects the new supreme leader. So we have no idea who the supreme leader is. So they have no idea who to talk to.
Well,
right?
So like what's the next step? You're just gonna keep bombing and bombing and bombing and for what? Like, to what end? To whatever.
Right.
End?
So Saturday the strike started. Sunday, Trump reached out to Italy and had Italy reach out to Tehran, be like, let's do a ceasefire and let's do a deal. He was meeting with Messi Inter Miami today because they won, I'm guessing. And he was like, oh, they want to reach out and do a deal with me, but it's too late. We're going to go for a fight now. We want to really fight. No. He wants to make a deal. He really wants to make a deal. But Trump
doesn't like shit that lingers on. Like, that's bad for him.
This is going to linger on. and this is what, and I'll talk about like what the worst options are and like where they go. So they don't have any idea who to talk to now, right?
Sorry,
So
I just
what?
read Cairo's comment.
Yeah. See, this is why I need to be a president. If I was president, wanting now, I would have Western food chains. But that would have been a fucking better way to do it, and that's how you do it. Like you know what I call that, Cairo? I call that the Brazil method. I call it the Brazil method. You know why? Like I don't know if I've said this story before. Do you know why, out of all the South American countries, Brazil is the only one that speaks Portuguese?
Why?
You never thought that was like odd? Like it's all Spanish up and down the
No,
fucking country.
I just assumed that Portugal is the one that colonized them rather than Spain.
No, listen. Well, yes, but Spain tried for so long. They kept fighting them. Obviously, the native population kept fighting back, fighting back. Eventually, the Spain was like, okay, we've lost too many troops. We can't do this. It's too big to control, and we can't we just can't do it. Portugal was again the other superpower at that time. Portuguese man of war, like they were the big one. Then they looked at all that. They were like, how do we do this? Right? They went in. All the natives were like, okay, like we gotta fight another fucking war. Portugal's like, nah, we're not here to fight. Why don't we just trade?
Okay.
Why don't we just trade? And the natives were like, wow, we've been fighting the Spanish for so fucking long, and these guys just want to have fun and just want to trade with us. Sure, come on in, come on in. We will do all their trade, and then like the Portuguese come in, slowly take over every single institution, and boom, modern day you have
Next
Portuguese.
Thing you turn around, you're Portuguese, yeah.
You separated them, you bribed all the officials, and then the Portuguese fucking come and wipe out the native population once they've taken control of every single area. Once they've splintered their society, right?
Well, that's kind of more evil than just.
Oh, way more evil. Way more.
That's terrible.
Hey, it's what India did.
So, Cairo, I think you were trying to make a joke, but it turns out you're just talking actual strategy that's effective historically.
It's what the East India Company did.
Sure.
You think like Britain just came in and like ruled all of fucking Asia like just like that? No, they did that to China. They learned from the Portuguese. They did that to China, and they did that to India. They did that to Australia, and the Philippines, and all that shit. You know,
yeah,
the Philippines was French. It's a true and tested. Yeah, but that's how it happens. Where was I? So talk about Iran strategy, right? So the United States have no idea who they're dealing with. So and the way the Iranian military IRGC created the structure was, well, if we lose command, then how do we proceed, right? Where do we get our orders? Well, they splintered this. Now it's instead of the power structure being up and down, it's spread out. There's 31 separate units of the military of the IRGC. They are independently attacking. They're just they are getting no orders. They're relying no orders. They're just picking their own targets, and they're just going fuck them up. Like that's what we're going to do.
Okay, so it's just chaos.
So it's just chaos. That we're just what we're going to do, and the overall strategy. It's kind of a two-pronged strategy happening right now. One is we are going to punish, obviously Israel, obviously the United States, but we're going to do it in a way that is going to not only. This is where I don't understand. This is where my understanding stops, is their military strategy. I don't understand their military strategy as much as like I would like to. What I do understand is their economic strategy. They're saying we're going to make this fucking expensive as fuck for everybody. You know, we're going to shut the Strait of Hormuz. 80% of crude oil passes through that. I made a TikTok about it. There's some winners. There's some losers. The winners, the Americans. The Americans are the winners because they have Venezuela. They have the largest oil supply in the world at the moment, besides from the Middle East. But the Strait of Hormuz is shut down. So you talking about Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, UAE,
right, all
their ports are shut down. all the GCC, that's an immediate impact of like
Mhm.
no oil coming in and out. The
Mhm.
other losers are our allies, which is South
I
Korea
thought
and
Japan.
Japan.
I was gonna say I thought Japan would only last like 8 months or something like that.
No, less than that. They're at like months. They're like 2 months. Like 2 months, they're
Yeah.
starving. Because guess
Yeah.
what? The Americans didn't warn them. Like they didn't warn them. They didn't warn them that we're gonna
And
do
they're
this. That
they're
you need to
already in a
stockpile up.
tailspin. Like, why are we
Yes,
so like
yes.
that's pretty fucked
They
up.
we're fucking Japan. We're fucking Japan so hard, and that's where it will start. When the economic collapse of the world happens, it will start with Japan.
Mhm.
The other country
Which
that is
means it's gonna come
losing.
back to us at that
Oh
point.
yeah, it's our vassal state. It's our
So,
vassal state.
which means, I mean, it's not the same as like obviously a bomb being dropped on you, but
No, but it's worse.
Americans Americans will die when
Oh
things
yeah.
when the economy
Ooh,
collapses and
yeah.
everything like gets more expensive and you can't like you're homeless, you can't afford food. Like people
Yes.
will die. American people will
Oh
die
yeah.
too. Like
Eh,
let's
eh,
not pretend like oh we're just privileged and sheltered over here. Yes,
no.
but not we're not invincible. Like
No. It's again, people don't learn their history. They don't remember the Great Depression or when Germany had just, before World War II. They were literally burning dollars to stay warm, like money to stay warm. Like you
mhm,
understand? Like you
mhm.
couldn't afford anything. Like just look at Turkey. Just please just look at Turkey if you want to know what happens when you have hyperinflation, or Venezuela or Iran for an example. Like $1 is worth like 300 liari or whatever they call it over there.
Mhm.
It's like the 300,000. I'm sorry, 300,000. $1 is worth
Yeah.
300,000. Like this, you cannot afford anything, right? So the other big loser is again Pakistan is such a big fucking loser in this because they are such a fragile country. Their entire government is run by the CIA, and
Mhm.
but their military, in a weird way, is like heavy partnership with China. It's so fucking weird. It is such an odd little country. It's an experiment ground for the entire world. For both of the
Well,
superpowers,
but
it's the
so that
experiment
could
ground.
bring China into all this, no? Or I mean, they're already in
No.
it because of the Strait of Hormuz stuff,
Yeah,
or
China's
what?
the other big loser. China's the other big loser. But no, China, if they wanted to be
They
in it,
don't care that
I mean,
much.
they're, yeah, they want to trade max. I think China's strategy, China's thinking is everybody's kind of keep looking at China like, what are you gonna do, buddy? What are you gonna
Mhm.
do? Because you're the only one that can like do something, and the United States goes,
Right,
okay. We
right.
stop right now. Um, but I think China's thinking like, don't give a fuck who takes over Iran. We're still gonna get our oil. Like
Yeah,
they're still
they're
gonna
just
trade
minding
with
their own
us.
business for now.
This is the
Interesting.
annoying thing with China is they're like trade maxing. Like they just believe in that. They're like, we just want trade, we just want money, and don't give a fuck what the fucking is happening with the rest of the world. Like it's just it.
They're
But
just.
they are
It
gonna be
sounds like they're in their like capitalist era in a way, but like
in a
trying to
way.
like in a way where they still like make sure people don't like die on the streets of starvation for the most part.
Yeah, they're
So
they're 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 literally like their strategy is we're gonna make sure China survives if the rest of the world ends. Don't care. We'll just inherit
mhm.
the earth afterwards. That's the strategy with them.
It's
Like
like
go
one
do whatever the
America
fuck you want
first.
to do.
Like it's like the
Want
idea of
to
America
be.
first, China
It's
first,
right.
but
It's China first.
except
It's
America
literally
first is
that.
actually just like doesn't exist.
Israel first. It's just Israel first. um. So the other big loser, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. And again, I keep harping on this, is India. India is such a fucking big loser, and it does not need to be. That's the issue. If you want the entire landscape of the planet to change, India is the key. You understand? India is literally the key to changing how the world works. It's mainly because its proximity to China and its population size. It's just that. and every single country has realized this, especially Europe has realized this, because every single leader of these Western nations keep visiting India slowly. Wonderland started it with a bunch of the EU nations, and then Mark Carney was just there. The German Chancellor was just there. Like they keep going to India and making these fucking trade deals. Keir Starmer was there. It's the key. It's the key. But right now, Modi is just a fucking dickhead. Like he's annoying as fuck.
I was gonna
It's
ask
so stupid.
what is he saying in response?
Uh,
Because I
I'll
know he
get there.
tends to kind of.
He was before the war started. Literally a day before, he was in Israel.
Yes, I saw that.
He was in Israel.
He's always
Yeah, he was.
he's always praising Trump. He's like he praises
He
pretty much
loves
every
Bibi. He loves Bibi.
dictator.
Yeah, it's because they have the same supremacy ideology. We've talked about this multiple times, so I'm not going to go into it. But India is the big loser because the United States forced them to wean off of Russian oil that they were buying for cheap and selling it to the European Union. But the United States was like, no, fuck off, you're done. And Modi, again, in his famous cuck fashion, was like, sure, daddy, we'll do what you say. We are technically a nuclear powered nation. We don't have to listen to you, but you are my father. I danced for you in the Epstein files. I will, of course, do what you say. So they did that. Modi likes Trump. Oh, Modi loves Trump. When Trump was elected, he was one of the first leaders to visit him. And that interview, I watched it, and it was so icky. Like it's so icky. He's sitting there talking about Your Excellency, and he barely speaks English, but he made sure he said that to Trump, Your Excellency. Like it.
And Trump loved that.
Trump loved it. Trump loved it. But again, Trump keeps fucking India going like, nope, you're getting tariffed. I don't give a fuck. And then India goes, please, don't tariff me. Just tariff me less than Pakistan. That's all I care about. Like, as long as it's less than Pakistan, I don't care. And Trump like, no, fuck you. I'm going to tariff you more than Pakistan. It's always
Maybe
more
we
than
should
Pakistan.
do like an analysis of our economy before we say like how much tariffs we can handle. Okay,
Yeah.
less
No,
than Pakistan is fine.
It's so stupid. So India is a loser because now they're forced to buy from the only country is the United States because, on top of Trump forcing India to stop buying Russian oil because they want to end the Ukraine war, they made them close the Shahabad port, which is in, guess where? Iran. India spent billions over the years like to build up that port. And Trump made it that they have to shut it down. It was it was one of the only ports that had sanction reliefs.
That's crazy.
It was one of the only ports.
My God.
So Trump was literally to India, like, fuck off. Like, you gotta buy American oil. If you don't buy American oil, I'm gonna fuck you. Like, he flat out was like, it came out, Scott Bessent said it, Howard Lutnick said it, like, Trump himself said it. Like, they were literally just like, you shut the fuck up. You are, even though you're a nuclear power state, you're our vassal, and that's how you're going to behave. If you don't, we're going to fuck you. It was flat out like that. And then again, that's why I keep repeating that India is a weak country, and it does not need to be, because it can do what China does and be a supreme fucking power. Because by all economic models that I've studied with my MBA, it all points to the consumer center of the world is going to be India and China, and the producer of the world is going to be India and China, because this population is just so massive. Right. It's so fucking massive. Every little nation, European nation, Canada, United States, they're all looking at India and be like, you're going to be our workforce. Because we cannot, like, Italy can't produce it. Italy does not have enough people. So they're like, we're going to take it. And then obviously the native population of these countries is like, what? No, we don't fucking want that. Like, we don't want all these Indians in our state. But like the country, all the government is like, too fucking bad. Like, it's just what has to happen for our countries to fucking like make it, because we've made it so expensive in these nations that we need cheap labor. And the only cheap labor we're gonna get is from India. Like, that's all India is to them. Like, that is all India is to them, because India is, again, weak. It's really, really, really fucking weak. But if India were to follow China's way and build up its own manufacturing power and its own infrastructure, it could literally dictate what happens around the world. If it became more of a communist nation, I guarantee you, we will have peace on the planet. We will literally have peace on the planet. If the thinking is like no fucking wars, like we're just not going to do fucking wars. Because at this rate, there will be no other power that rivals China because they're just getting too powerful. They're
Right.
just getting too strong.
I mean, you already said it, but I guess that's the difference between, a religious extremist backing and
Yeah.
just like an actual government. Like,
Yeah. Well, like again, but India's been doing its neoliberal era with it being such a fucking its economy is less than California's. Like, how are you gonna do like tough guy shit of neoliberal policies with shitty ass economy? You can't. It doesn't work.
yeah.
Neoliberal policy just never work. There is no such thing as a fucking liberal as this neutral third party fucking person. It just doesn't fucking work. But anyways, to go back to Iran. So what is going to happen since there is no leadership for them to make a deal with? The best case scenario, they kind of just like slowly just back away, like they wean off of they just wean they go Israel like, no, you're done. We killed the Ayatollah. Shut the fuck up. We're gonna have to make this deal. That is the best case scenario. The other the escalation from that is we just kind of ramp up our power and we just kind of obliterate the entire fucking country, kill thousands and thousands of fucking people, and we come to the same
Which
conclusion that
is,
the IRGC is going to be in power.
well, so what do you think about the evangelical influence here, I guess?
Yeah,
Is it
but
going to
that's
result in anything?
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Again, well, no, but like
Trump's going to tell Hegseth no? He has to sit
yeah,
down?
yeah. Because the closer it gets to midterms, and like and it didn't even have to go as far as midterms. I guarantee you, like by Saturday night after the first strikes came through, the fucking Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, like when the first missiles started flying from Iran, they were ringing fucking Trump up like, hey, okay, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like, wrap it up. You're fucking hurting our economy. And then the more calls that, again, all the losers, you're talking about Japan, South Korea, India, China. Like, if Trump continues to get more phone calls from all these fucking leaders, hey, listen, you're putting us in a fucking energy crisis right now. If you continue to do this, we're going to have to start fucking hurting your economy and just start boycotting it. Like, we're just gonna have to start hurting the American economy. If that happens, yeah, he's gonna tell Hegseth to shut the fuck up and like Israel to shut the fuck up and like yeah, we're done. Like, he's gonna call it. But and again, I think that if that doesn't happen and the escalation ladder goes up, which is when we watch this military analyst like describe this, he explains this a little bit more for that option as to like what's happening currently right now, which leads me to believe like that's where this is going, because the GCC nations have not stopped calling, and India, and once China starts calling, it's a different story. It's a different story. But I don't think China will get involved in this because they have a relationship with Russia. Right? Okay, we can't buy from Iran. We'll just fucking buy from Russia. We'll just buy all the Russian oil. And you already see it. You already see this effect happening. You already see the EU nations kind of starting to hurt. I made that post where they're literally calling Ukraine right now. I'm like, hey, okay. Yeah, the pipelines you got to open them. The Russian oil pipelines, you got to open them. But Ukraine is looking at that. It's like, fuck, if I do that, that means all the losses, all the economic losses Russia just had over the past 5 years, instantly they disappear because like Russia's like, I'm gonna sell it to you for fucking expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it puts Ukraine in a fucking
In
really
shitty
tough
ass spot.
position. Yeah.
Shitty ass spot. Right.
It's
But
terrible.
but it goes to the next step after that, right? If the European Unions buy oil from Russia because they have no other choice because the war in Iran is happening and Iran has shut the Strait of Hormuz down, they sell it to Russia. Russia makes their money, starts their war economy. Where do you think Russia gets all their drones? Iran. Those are all Shahed drones. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like all the drones that Russia has, they're all Shahed drones. They're
Okay.
all Shahed drones. So again, Iran gets more money, so they can ramp up more production. So this war keeps happening, and it just keeps going up and up and up. Like, so Iran doesn't really. I mean, Iran's gonna lose a lot of lives, but they're fine. They got a steady flow of money, and they got a steady flow of supplies.
They'll survive. Yeah.
They'll survive.
Yeah.
As a nation, yes. Again, best case scenario is if the IRGC, it kind of all goes back to like zero, right? Like if the IRGC stays in power, they have a new leadership. Again, this leadership, it's bad for Israel because the new leadership is going to be much more hardlined. It's going to be way more hardlined, right? And they're going to look at it and they're going to go, so far, they have not asked China for help. All these years, they've been self-reliant. They have not asked China for anything. But I think after this, they're literally gonna go to Beijing and go, yeah, all right, buddy, let's get these fucking like nukes in there. Let's put the nukes in there now, because it's the only way to stop. It's the only way to stop the United States and Israel.
I mean, if they're going to be a continued target for the next, however
you just
long,
have nukes.
Yeah,
you're gonna do it. This will
like,
be a shot.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but if the U.S. does just, back off and kind of disappear and it just, goes away from the news cycle like everything else, then where does that leave like the beliefs of the average voter? I guess you're like the average American, because then, okay, we did that. We lost service members.
Yes,
for nothing.
We lost. It's a loss.
And we just disturbed our economy again for nothing. So it's like, why? What was that for? And it's just going to come back to, I mean, the idea again is going to surface of, okay, we definitely just did that for the sake of Israel, and it's going to be that much harder on the Trump administration again. So I don't know. I feel like it's hard for them to come out of this with a win. I mean, I understand.
They're not going to. It's too late for them to come out of this with a win.
Yeah. I mean,
their win con is gone.
I understand that there's like, it sounds like there's like economic advantages, I guess, for lack of a better word, but so many like also potential.
The best case scenario that I see, okay, if I'm Trump administration and I'm looking at this and I'm mapping all this out, the best case scenario for me is I literally call off the operation as soon as possible. I find who the leader is and I make a deal with them and just
propaganda the shit out of it, of how that's
not even. I mean, yeah, just like ramp up the propaganda. But like, I just hope by the time the midterms roll around, I'm counting on the voters to forget. Like, I'm counting on just flood the field with so much other fucking bullshit ass news that like people forget what happened, like, in March.
8 months prior.
Yeah.
Within the same year.
Within the same year. I mean, like, can you think of any big news that happened in December? January.
Okay, but no war was started.
Yeah, I know. I understand
that.
But like,
January was Venezuela. I remember that.
Right. But it took you so long. No. Like, think about it.
But, I mean, I'm a slow thinker. It's like,
no. It's going to be the same thing. But it's going to be the same thing. What they're going to do is they're going to call it as a W. Like, oh, look, we fucking killed the Ayatollah, man. We killed so many of their leaders, and now we got the leaders that we wanted in power. This is a W for us. That's how they're going to spin it.
I know.
And they're going to fall for it. And the people will fall. The liberals will fall for it.
Meanwhile, the liberals is going to be like $500 for a gallon of milk.
Yes.
Exaggeration, the liberals, I know. Yeah,
No, but the liberals will fall for it. They go, yeah, the Ayatollah was fucking weak. Like, look, how many people are fucking over here protesting Venezuela now?
Nobody's protesting.
Exactly. You know why nobody's protesting Venezuela? Because every single statement from the Democrats started with, we understand the Maduro regime was fucking oppressive to its people. Okay, well, if it was fucking oppressive to its fucking people, why are you condemning Trump? It's gonna be the same fucking thing. It's gonna be the same fucking thing.
There's
If
not
the
even a
if
lot
the
of like Cuba news. I mean, that I've seen
no,
like that has come to me organically, and I would imagine they're still, suffering, and nothing's
oh,
changed, has it? I mean,
100%,
like,
100%, 100, and that
like
again, that'll move on. They'll move on to Cuba, and that'll be the big fucking news, and then nobody will
and,
care about what
yeah,
happened in Iran. Nobody will care
it's
about what
just
happened in Iran.
yeah.
Because again, the Democratic is like, yeah, the Ayatollah was fucking, crazy oppressive. But we needed to have a proper briefing of the process. The process has to be followed, and like average voters looking at it, well, if the fucking Ayatollah was so bad, then why do I give a fuck that he's dead? And we put like we killed all their military leaders. Okay. I don't care.
And the 150 small children and the
They'll forget. They'll forget.
yeah.
I mean, how many people we killed in Venezuela before all the boat strikes?
Mhm.
That was a huge news. Perfidy. Like we did perfidy. Like
Mhm.
you couldn't think of it. And we are in politics all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay, it took me like 5
no,
seconds.
but no, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's your fault, but I think like they do this by design. Like they make this happen by design. So when you say like, oh, like how this will impact, like that's my answer. Like how this will impact the voters, it fucking won't. If they end it soon.
I guess I think it's a little cynical. I don't know, but
Oh,
I guess
okay, okay. But why I don't think that because of the Trump administration. I think this is because of the Democrats.
no, I get what you're saying. Like, and
That
I agree.
so
I agree with that. I mean, they're not
no fight.
the centrists, the people we're seeing all the time are going to come at everything. If it is even brought up, are going to come at like. There's always the caveats, like we have to do like, oh, October 7th was a tragedy, but blah blah blah. You
Yep.
know, the Ayatollah was terrible, but blah blah blah. I know, I understand like that, but also, I mean, we are kind of seeing more progressives
No,
around.
sure. 100%.
So
100%.
maybe we can
Is it going to be enough?
Maybe we can force the message a little bit more.
I'm
just trying to be positive.
No, I get it, and that's why we're going to do the interview tomorrow, right? That's my thinking of it. Like at least if we're gonna bring attention to like maybe like 4 people that are in our chat all the time, or like whatever, like or whoever, how many people watch it on our TikTok, we're going to bring attention to the progressive candidates, 100%. But the DNC is like billions and billions and dollars worth of marketing and propaganda machine. They're not giving that to fucking DSA member. I mean, look at fucking Graham Plattner, man.
I have a little bit of hope just because of how Tuesday went. Like, and
What
with
was Tuesday?
the North Carolina
Oh, okay.
the primary
With Nita Halim.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, she
Yes.
only lost by 1,000
Huge
votes.
margins. Yeah, that's very
And
close.
and her opponent had, obviously it wasn't as cut and dry as this, but she's not like a hardline centrist. Like she had denounced AIPAC, but she did take AI money, which had AIPAC money in it. So it's like sketchy, but it's like what people heard was a denouncement of AIPAC and an acceptance of what would you call it? Universal health care, things like that. Like she was talking about that. So it's just, I mean, the DNC wanted to hide, how much Israel impacted 2024, but it made itself self-evident, So I'm like, I don't think it's going to be as hard or as easy for all that just to be swept under the rug and for
I don't think so.
Ideas to just be out there. I think it's going to be, we're going to hear a lot more progressive ideas just because that's the way the wind's blowing. I
don't disagree with you. And it's going to lead me into the brief little conversation we had over anti-Semitism. I think you're
going to say that here.
I'm going to say that here. Again, you are coming at this from a much positive angle than I am. You're thinking people are gonna sit there and go, yeah, we need to decouple from Israel because it's causing terror
Mhm.
across, and it's using the American fucking country, whether it's the military or the politics system, as a flashlight. What people are gonna hear is, yeah, fuck the Jews. Like that's what they're gonna hear.
I can't be cynical like that. I've decided, like,
I'm
in
telling you,
how I approach this. I can't, like, I just can't, because otherwise it'll be like
people don't
just
understand
the last
Zionism.
like several like episodes where I just kind of
Oh, I
like,
might get banned on.
uh-huh.
Oh shit, I think I'm gonna get banned on Twitch now. Oh fuck, can't say that. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're gonna come at it from a anti-Semitic angle because they don't make the distinction between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. People don't go that
Yeah, no,
deep.
I understand it's like more complicated than a lot of people can understand, but I think there's a lot of people like, I mean, Democrats won't do that.
Oh, they
Leftists
will.
certainly won't do that. I don't think so. Not too not
Leftists won't. Leftists won't. But well, okay.
no.
So,
I don't think the liber I don't think the liberals will. I don't think so.
okay.
I have
Okay.
to and again, I mean, we have to message around it.
No,
Whatever little bit we can do. Because I
I
don't think I don't like, I understand the threat, but like, I'm almost feeling like talking about like that threat too much is just giving it more legitimacy. I don't know.
it
I'm
you're
very against it. I'm very like,
you okay. You know what this reminds me? So I dropped my dad off on in February. He's in India,
so
and he
you're
said,
comparing my mindset to your 65-year-old father.
no. There's an idiom. There's an idiom that he told me, and could not stop laughing. The idiom goes is, I'm a pigeon, right? Like the
Mhm.
pigeon is talking about like, well, there's
Go
a cat
on.
approaching me, but I'm just gonna close my eyes, and like now the cat's not there anymore for me. Do you get it?
Okay. Yes, but
Do you get it? Like the cat didn't disappear because you choose to close your eyes. The cat
being
is anti-Semitism and
but
anti-Zionism.
being being anti-Semitism is so ingrained in our culture. Like, World War II is the only thing from history anybody remembers. Like,
Yeah, but
so
again, people, uh,
I think it's easier to.
this genocide has done so much damage to, because okay, listen. Okay, I'm gonna explain it this way. No, I'm
But
gonna
it's
explain it
so
seriously.
like, it's not that like, I know
No,
the average person's brain, but like, okay, but there has to be something we can do so that people don't conflate the Israeli
yes,
government and these like Israeli people with Judaism. Like, it
yes.
doesn't have to be, and I feel like it should be easy. You know?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, 100%, 100%, 110%. What you're saying is correct, and that is how it needs to be. But I'm gonna explain it this way, right? Since you brought this up, when you say it's the only thing we remember from history or high school or whatever is the genocide of the Jewish people, and then the slogan that they use is never again, right? That is what the American people are taught. That is what the American children are taught. Never again, right? But so when they look at what is happening, it's the most televised of the genocides ever, right? So when people look at that and then they go, "Well, I thought it was supposed to be never again." So that didn't you don't mean anything. They don't go "Oh, this is because of Zionism." No, they go, "Oh, it's the Israelis are doing this." They don't differentiate that. You understand? Like they don't separate that. And this is not a. I'm not saying like that's how they're right. Like that the fucking right winger already hated the fucking Jewish people. They already hated. They didn't need this. They hated this. Like they've been far right. They've been that fringe community. This is talking. I'm talking about like how the normal person looks at this, or the set. Like, here's how I've started to view this. Right? You have the far right, Democrats in the center, leftist.
Mhm.
I've started to separate that. So when you say Democrats, and I'm talking about the centrist people, they're literally going. I thought it was supposed to be never again, but yet you're doing this.
See, I'm
So
just
it really
thinking about
doesn't mean
like
never again.
I'm just like I'm trying to make it like a personal like anecdote type thing. I'm just trying to think of like Stephanie, like Belinda, like random friends that I have who
Yeah,
kind of pay attention, like don't really pay attention politically to the extent that
ask them.
I do. And I don't see them ever like being like, oh,
No,
that was it's because of the Jews. Like,
no,
like no
yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah.
ever
But
like
ask them. Do
insane.
if they're normal normies, ask them what anti-Zionism is. Like, ask them if they're anti-Zionists.
Okay.
Ask them. I'm curious. I'm curious as to what the normies have
But
to say.
you don't have to be I don't think the average person would have to be to go down the mental pathway to get to anti-Zionism just to not be anti-Semitic. There's like a middle ground, you know?
I don't think there is. No, there
I
is.
thought there is.
Realistically,
Like most
realistically,
that's
there
where
is.
most people are. Like most
No, no,
people
no.
I think like being an anti-Zionist is still a pretty far left like thing to say. You
What
know,
they're
in the
trying to
average
do,
circle, if you go walk into a group of people, like, you know.
no, okay, okay.
This is
Here's the
this
thing.
is why I stopped responding to you the other day.
I know, I know.
I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, I have things I can't have this conversation right now, and I knew we were gonna have it here, but like, whatever.
We'll move on. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Um,
Because I don't know how to
I,
respond to that.
I know he's fucking special. But here's the thing, though. Like, here's the thing, though, right? What now? I'm telling you what the right wing is going to do, right? Like what somebody like Tucker Carlson will do when for example, Gavin Newsom comes out and goes, "Well, no," and they've already started to do this. They've already started to do this. Oh, it's not the Israeli people. It's just Benjamin Netanyahu's administration. It's you listen to Gavin Newsom say anything and ask if anybody asks him questions on Israel, he goes, "Yeah, this BB's administration is just not wrong." You know what? The simplest counter to this will be, and people will feed into this is like Tucker Carlson will do this simple ass fucking thing, be like, well, 85% of the Israeli people are okay with the Gazan genocide. Because there's polling on that.
Mhm.
That's what the poll says. Like they're okay with whatever's happening to the Gazan people as long as the hostages are out. Uh, and then the poll literally jumps to like 95. It's like, well, after once we take out the hostages, are you okay with what is the military action that the Israeli army is taking, the IDF is taking against the Gazan
Not
people?
every Jew in the world lives in Israel.
No,
Like,
of course. No, 100% of course.
I think the
But that's
average
the
person has
counter
an
they will
understanding of that.
use.
I think this. I absolutely think this argument is going to capture the right. I think they're going to
It's
capture
going
a
to
lot
capture
of
a
the
lot more
same.
than the right.
They're going to capture a lot of the same people who voted for Trump because they wanted change economically. Because it's an easy argument to make. Like obviously, I mean, we've said it 1,000 times. If we don't put our money there, then there's more money to
Yep.
theoretically spend
Yep.
here. Like obviously, but I think it's too much of a stretch. Yeah, I mean,
We'll see.
we will see. We will see. I
We
think
will
it's too much of a
see.
stretch to
I don't think it is.
change the average American populace into, especially since I mean, Jews do make up a large portion of the Democratic Party anyway. So like,
Which is
American Jews.
again is a negative. It will be turned into a negative.
I know we're talking about like party flipping here. Like
Yes.
we're totally
It will be turned into a negative. It will be turned into a negative. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Again, for the very first time, the American populace sympathizes more with the Palestinians than they do with the Israelis. For the very first time.
yeah.
I'm telling you, this will get
We can
turned into.
weaponize it for
It's
good.
going to
We
get
can take
manipulated
it.
in such a big way.
We can take it
Anyways,
for
give me
good.
2 seconds.
I have to believe.
I have to be. No, I'm not anti-Semitic. I think this message needs
Thank you
to
for
be.
clarifying.
This
No,
message
the
needs to be
other
fucking
okay.
clarified. Give me
The
2
other
seconds.
day I
Give me 2
did.
seconds.
Go. Hey, Ryan Aries. Thanks for joining. Sorry you caught me on my phone. Yeah, thanks for spreading the word, Cairo. I would hate for somebody to come on and not know. I'm doing well. How are you? We were discussing Iran, but we just got into a big back and forth about whether the American populace will become more anti-Semitic. Where did that even come from, Cairo? What made you decide on Kingston, Jamaica, as opposed to anywhere else in the world? It's okay. You could always watch it back. It's real. Cairo can summarize it for you. Unless he was too lost in his thoughts about me being Jamaican, I guess.
All right, go
Welcome,
ahead. Go ahead, yell
welcome
at me.
back.
Go ahead, yell at me. What were you gonna say?
I genuinely forgot what I was going to say. So whatever. Let's move on.
Anyways, move on back to Iran. What was gonna happen there? So that's the best case scenario. Is if the fighting stops, they'll take it as a W, and the IRGC will remain, and that's the best case scenario that will happen.
Mm.
One step above from that, if the fighting continues, what the United States has been doing and what Israel's been doing is trying to create a failed state, because the first day, the first initial strikes were on the leadership of Iran, the military, the IRGC, the mullahs, and obviously the Ayatollah. And then the following days, the multiple strikes were on key like societal infrastructures, like the police stations, news networks. They took out the Iran national media station. They took that out, and then the other target that they were hitting was across the Iranian Iraqi border to weaken the border forces. Right? Why
Okay.
were they doing that? Because if again you are trying to create a regime change, you need another regime to come in. There is no such thing within Iran. Then the other thing is you don't want boots on the ground because that is catastrophic for you, right? You don't want American military personnel on the ground.
No.
So what's your other option? Is you reach across to our older allies that we've used in the past, is the Kurds, right?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
this is where I lose a lot of my knowledge because I don't know too much about the Kurds, but the CIA has been arming them and has been reaching across from them, has been reaching out to them that they need to go invade Iran and be their ground fighting force, and then the United States will provide them air cover and Israel will provide them air cover. What that will initially do, if this does end up happening, is going to create the biggest migrant crisis the world has ever seen. It will decimate the entire region.
Mm.
It will destroy the entire region because who are the biggest Kurdish enemies? Turkey, which is a NATO nation, right? So what will end up happening is, if the Kurds, which have so far been like, no, we don't want to do this, right? They've been saying no to this because there's a huge Kurdish population inside of Iran. There's a huge Christian population.
Yeah.
Iran is very diverse. From Americans, we look at it and like they're all Arabs. They call it whatever. There's Persians, there's Arabs, there's Christians,
Yeah.
there's Africans.
I didn't realize how huge it was.
Oh, it's
Like
93 million.
Like they have
people.
like a 90 million population, or population
Yes, it's
like 90
very,
million. That's
very
crazy.
massive.
I did not
There's some
realize that.
Balochis in there, which is another population that the United States has been reaching out to. Is they border Pakistan, which they have their own separate independence movement happening that the United States like continuously supplies. India continuously supplies to target Pakistan military within the nation. So they've been reaching out to all these other nations like, no, you got to go in and you got to invade. If that ends up happening, and you have just massive infighting within the IRGC and the Kurds and the Balochis. You're basically going to create a failed state, and a failed state of 90 million people will send shocks throughout the world because it's such a big energy hub. You're gonna have migrant crisis. People are going to flee because if their fighting is like right now, it's just strikes at targeted locations. But if the fighting is in the streets against normal average day civilians and it's everywhere, that's a huge problem.
Right. I mean, people. We're already seeing a lot of displacement from this. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah.
Lebanon,
Of course.
yeah.
But the displacement is within the country in Iran. Like the displacement is happening within the country because they haven't really targeted like the smaller towns yet. They've been only targeted like facilities, and then basically carpet bombing in Tehran because it's just the biggest city. And it's where a lot of the military structure is. The Kurds, of course.
Cairo, do you know a lot about the Kurdish people?
Yeah, I don't know much about the Kurdish people. I know that there's a lot of. I know the Turkish people hate them, but so anyways, so once the once the Kurds kind of go in, Turkey's gonna be, and they're gonna demand to like cut out a piece of Iran for themselves, as well as Iraq, and then Turkey's gonna be like, nah, we're not gonna, because they committed a genocide against the Kurds, and they still haven't to this day, acknowledge that. You know, they won't apologize for it. They won't do anything for it. Then United States is gonna abandon them once again, as they did with Iraq, because we were supposed to give them Kurdistan, right? We were supposed to give them that I know that a little bit. I don't know where exactly was gonna happen, but I know they're right now. They're in Iraq right now, so I guess that was gonna be a piece of Iraq, and get Turkey to like acknowledge them. But Turkey's the second largest NATO military.
Really?
Yes. So they're United States pretty much going to give a green light to Turkey. Like, yeah, go ahead, run your fucking strikes whatever you want to. And then Turkey's going to just come in, start fighting in there. And then Israel just going to go. They've already saying it. You already heard. I posted a clip of Naftali Bennett talking about like Turkey's next. So I think this is going to become such a big regional war if they go down this route, if the Kurds decide to assault ground troops. And then Kurds are not going to go in alone. They're going to be special forces like JSOC and all these fucking special forces with them. They're not going to go in alone. That means United States troops will be on the ground. I'm sure there are already. I'm sure there are some. There's been reports coming out that about 30 troops were on the ground, and that the Russian Ministry of Defense said that they were ambushed and killed. Unverified reports so far, so we don't know. But I mean, you'll never hear that from CENTCOM. They'll never say that.
I was gonna say, I mean, we haven't heard anything about that.
I mean, CENTCOM, all of what CENTCOM's been saying has been like straight up lies, like straight up lying. I mean, the IRGC is lying too. The IRGC was like, we killed 500 people. I don't think that at all. We would have heard by now. But that will be the next step in escalation. If the Kurds go in, then it becomes a ground war, and it becomes just it's going to develop into a more regional war. Like a lot more nations will get involved. Once Iraq gets involved, then you're going to get Syria and Lebanon start to get involved. Then it becomes like a whole fucking multi-country.
Well, Israel's already bombing Lebanon again.
Yes,
so that's what I was talking about with the displacement.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's not really a displacement, I wouldn't say, because they've been doing that. They haven't stopped. They haven't stopped since like the first couple months of the after October 7th. The Lebanese people they don't leave. They don't leave. Yeah, Lebanon's another weird country. Lebanon's another weird company. So you obviously know about Hezbollah.
Yes, it displaced from their homes, at least, not from the country.
Not even.
The reports are saying that people are like,
I'm sure they're
in schools and like
yeah. But that's not necessarily, I don't consider that displacement.
Yeah.
Like if you just
if they can go back, I don't know.
If you've been in the house because it got blown up and you went to a house, that's not necessarily a displacement. I'm thinking because once once
I guess it depends
so
on where you go after. I don't know.
yeah, it depends on where you go after. That's where I would really say it is. So the northern part of Lebanon is controlled by the Lebanese government and the Lebanese army. The southern part that borders Israel is
Yeah.
controlled by Hezbollah. Hezbollah is not a militant. There is a militant wing of Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a government party. Like
Mhm.
it's our Republicans. Like that's how it is. Um,
Yeah.
they're very strong though. Nasrallah was their leader. He died during the first initial bombings that happened. But they got formed after like a long time ago. So majority of the southern Lebanon is Hezbollah territory controlled. They got tens and thousands of fighters. Right now, right now is Israel has ground troops invading into Lebanon. Bad idea. They don't want to do that. Even Macron has warned them of this, which is
At what point are they just stretched
weird.
too thin? Like, I don't understand how they
No,
have
there's
the
no such
ability
thing.
to do all this.
There's because United
No?
States. It's power projection by the
But
United States.
I guess, yeah.
Eh,
But if
it-
they're
it-
like on the ground, I mean,
if they're on
I
the,
don't know.
but they're not gonna go that deep into Hezbollah territory. They don't want to do. Every time Israel has tried, this is not the first time that they've done ground deployments, and every time they do it, it's bad news for the Israeli army. Like it's very bad news for the Israeli army. They lose
Yeah.
a lot, so they kind of resort to doing like missile strikes and air force because they control the skies. Um,
Hey, we should
can you
stop
count on
funding
this
these people.
as mansplaining?
What an idea.
Yeah. But Hezbollah has activated, and then Yemen obviously is activated. But if the Kurds invade, then this becomes such a big ground war assault that it's just going to be a fucking. It's just going to be massive. It's just going to be massive, and Europe is going to get outrun, like overrun, by all the immigrant crisis, and so is the U.S. and so is other nations. That's the next step in the escalation ladder on the worst case scenario. And if that doesn't even work, nuclear bombs will fly.
I was gonna
That's the
say, when
next
are you
step.
gonna skip to World War III? Like,
That's I don't that then
so
we'll have
it's
nuclear.
there's only 3 steps. Gotcha. Well,
I don't. There's not much.
Nothing
There's
in
not much
between.
difference. There's not much difference.
Well,
Like,
I mean, you're
it's
already
not.
talking about like bombs that just turn people to dust. Or,
Evaporating. Yeah.
evaporates people, or like
Yeah.
that you can't see before it hits you. Like, so we're
Yeah.
already dealing with some crazy shit. Do we
Yeah.
want to watch this interview?
We can. It's such an insane interview. But let's watch this interview with Abbas Arachi.
Or does it make more sense to go here first?
The TikTok?
Yeah, sorry. I
Yeah, let's watch the TikTok. He explains a little bit of my first step as like what is currently happening right now. I tend to agree with some of his stuff. He does have a good military brain. I don't think he has a good prediction brain sometimes, but I think he's right on what he's talking about here. That they are holding back. He's a very
this war.
he's
And
a
one thing
very
is clear about
US hog. Like he's a war hog.
Oh, really? I don't know. If
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
listened to that before.
Yeah, he's that. He's a military guy.
the kinetic fight between the US and Israel on one side and Iran on the other side, most American planners, including myself, once again overestimated not only Iran's capabilities, but its willingness to deploy those capabilities, even after the supreme leader was killed. From a planning perspective, maybe it's just an American feature. We look at a fight and go, this is what Iran has, this is what the US has, and this is what should happen. And it doesn't happen. It just doesn't. The United States ends up dominating in ways that were generally unanticipated. Even Trump consistently primed the American people for a significant amount of casualties that outside of those 6 hasn't really come to fruition. And we've seen this pattern before. In 1991, during the Gulf War, the expectation was a much bloodier and messier fight.
I was gonna say he's losing me a little bit. Like, I mean,
This is the issue with it. He thinks it's because the United States is so powerful. And mind you, the United States is very powerful compared to the Iranian firepower. The United States firepower is like infinitely higher. Don't get me wrong on that. but it's not because the United States like went with this like massive overestimation and the enemy just was just like just paper tiger. No, this is where I a little bit disagree with him. I think the United States power projected heavily for sure, but it's not because Iran was just weak. What he says there, like in that little part where he's like, Iran is choosing not to do this.
Fight than what actually happened, and frankly by a couple of orders of magnitude. We saw again in the Maduro episode where there were assumptions baked into briefings about how there were going to be American deaths, and we only saw one casualty in that helicopter pilot who was wounded. We used the same calculus on Russia when we saw them building up to invade Ukraine. We thought they would dominate because our planning assumption was they were on the same level as us, but that clearly wasn't the case. Within a week of the invasion back in 2022, I was making a video about how the Russians are not going to win this war, and unfortunately, here we are grinding into year 5. Now, to be clear, what Iran had on paper was real. They were not some paper tiger. They had real capacity at the start, but the interesting question is, why did they not use it en masse while they still could in the first 24 to 48 hours? Because this part does not compute if you think like a Western military analyst. Everyone expected massive retaliation. Everyone expected the opening days to be chaotic and violent. And the assumption was that if the regime was threatened, they would fire everything they could as fast as they could before it was too late. And that is not what we saw. Now, if you believe the numbers from the intelligence estimates, we're talking about something like 2,000 to 3,000 ballistic missiles, several thousand rockets, and even more drones. And yet, in the opening couple of days, the launches were limited. They only launched something like 500 missiles and 2,000 drones. Now on day 5, we're seeing something like an 80+% drop in launches across the board. The question is that drop because Iran is so degraded they can't launch anymore? Or is it because they've made an active choice not to go full strength at targets across the region? Now, before I analyze Iran's choices here, it's worth stating the obvious. What we're seeing from the United States military is once again proof that they are the most dominant force in the history of the world, and it's not even close. The ability of the U.S. to project power forward anywhere on the globe is completely unmatched, and apparently this is something that we don't feature in our planning. American planning in the post-Cold War world is that we tend to overestimate our enemies so heavily that when the fight does happen, the package we've built is just overwhelmingly dominant. The problem is we don't have long-term expectations politically for what the outcome could be. And I think this is the same situation we're looking at in Iran right now, where the political side of the US is our Achilles heel, like it was in 1991 and 2003 in Iraq, like it was in 2001 Afghanistan, and frankly in 2014 and 2022 Ukraine. You can even start to see this lack of political follow-through rearing its ugly head in Venezuela, where we had no plan for what happened after Maduro other than just to keep going with the same regime. We took Maduro out, and it's now leading to the Trump administration building a case against Delcy Rodriguez, his successor. Our military absolutely can destroy entire countries, but we have no idea what to do after that. It seems we win the kinetic phase, and then we absolutely bumble the stabilization. And we're rehashing these old wounds in Iran, massive, overwhelming military force and a lack of understanding of what to do afterwards. And so because of that, I think the Trump administration has made the uncomfortable calculation that the best path for stability in Iran right now is likely the continuation of the current regime, just minus the previous Ayatollah. They would be weakened, contained, and deterred, but still the IRGC and the Islamic Republic would be in charge. And because if you actually break the regime and you don't have a plan, it creates a very bad situation, which is another video I'm going to make. And this is likely what Iran has calculated. They know we have the most powerful military in the world, but also the most lackluster political follow-through. And so there are two possibilities for why Iran is holding back or held back. The first being, obviously, they truly were surprised, and the chaos of the initial strikes taking place during what were perceived as good negotiations caught them completely off guard. But the United States was projecting that this was going to happen. The whole world knew the United States was going to do something in Iran, so you have to believe Iran knew as well. And so I don't necessarily think that is the full reason. And that brings me to my primary reason, the second reason here. The way Iran and the Islamic Republic has built their system is solely to continue the survivability of the regime. It was never about the Ayatollah alone. It was about the system the Ayatollah was a part of, and we are seeing this right now. The Iranians have a constitution, and they're actually following the guidelines for succession here, interestingly enough. And their system of ensuring regime
Is that
survival is similar to
interesting?
that of the Chinese Communist Party. So the regime
What?
survival calculus kicked in for them the minute it became clear the United States was not going to deploy ground forces. This was not going to be 1991 or 2003 Iraq. This was not going to be American soldiers hunting regime leaders house to house, neighborhood to neighborhood, and dragging them out of holes. This was just going to be a bombing campaign, and I think the regime calculated
changes
they
if
could
the
probably survive a
going.
bombing campaign. And when you look at
Well, what did you say earlier? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I was just saying, like, was that surprising? Like,
What was
That there
what
would-
surprising?
that there would be a succession plan.
Oh,
basically.
yeah. No, it wasn't surprising at all.
Like,
Our
he's
military
talking-
generals kept warning it.
I mean, he was talking about it as if, like, the whole system was, like, held up by committing himself.
No, but that's what the Israeli told Trump to get him to do this. That was our CIA, and
Yeah.
this got leaked to the
I mean,
media.
that's
That,
silly.
yeah, I mean that it got leaked to the media by the generals. Like the generals, our military leaders, as well as the CIA, was like, no, you can't do this. It won't work like that. Like you can't just take out Khomeini and it'll be over. But the Israeli goaded Trump into thinking what he did in Venezuela will happen
Would work
here again.
again.
Like he'll
Just
yeah,
because
right.
they wanted to do this that bad. Like,
Yes.
Amazing.
videos on the internet, you actually see that calculus in practice. You have IRGC members and besieged militia walking the streets openly, unafraid. And so I think when it came to the initial stages of this fight, Iran calculated that if they were to dump their entire magazine of weaponry and their entire arsenal into the fight within the first 48 hours, the outcome for the regime would have been much worse. That if they had crossed certain red lines on destroying energy infrastructure and inflicting massive casualties, that Washington and Jerusalem and possibly Riyadh and other capitals would have made the political case for the complete destruction of the Islamic Republic's regime.
No.
Follow on chaos be damned. And so the rule in Iran was don't give the far more powerful US the excuse to finish off the Islamic Republic. And notice
hear that
now
with
how the US target set has
Arabati and
moved
Rio as
away
well.
from the core tools Iran needs to function as a country under the Islamic Republic to now just strictly military targets. Notice that the leadership has been untouched generally since the Ayatollah was killed, outside of a couple generals here and there. Notice how Karg Island, Iran's critical oil hub, has been untouched outside of the U.S. striking a couple of air defense assets with precision strikes that didn't
They don't
touch
wanna
the
fuck with the
oil
oil.
infrastructure. This all matters because if the U.S. wanted to completely destroy Iran and the Islamic Republic, they could be hitting the leaders consistently, destroying their economic war-making power, which is Karg Island and other places. But the U.S. is choosing not to, probably because they don't want the chaos of the oil shocks and a completely collapsed Iran that the Middle East has to clean up, and has frankly asked the U.S. not to leave them with that mess. And so while it looks like the United States is employing a massive amount of force, all parties in the region on both sides are still relatively restrained. Iran is not forcefully trying to destroy Saudi oil, even though they did strike briefly, and Saudi Arabia isn't trying to destroy Iranian oil. The U.S. isn't trying to destroy core Iranian non-military infrastructure, nor target Islamic Republic figureheads. Iran seems to be holding back missile and drone strikes. Iran has not mined the Strait of Hormuz. So again, we're not seeing total war here, at least not yet. We're watching
Again.
all sides kind of stay within certain guardrails.
What?
Like this is where he loses me again. Like, dude, you mind the fucking Strait of Hormuz, dude. That's a 31 fucking mile long waterway. You know how many mines you would fucking need? You understand? That's 31 miles of fucking water. You know how many mines you would need to fucking mine the whole
What?
thing?
While you're actively under attack. Still.
Why you're actively fucking under attack and your navy's continuously being targeted. And again, this is where he kind of loses me, because this is where he doesn't compute, like this is like perfect mirror brain, right? You understand? Like this is like one track, like where he's talking about like, well, once the military thing starts, like it's martial law, like the president has all the power. You go there and you fuck everything up. Like you just fucking do it. Like you don't allow the politics back home to like get in your way. Like he thinks like that's how it should be fucking done. Like it's a one track missile fucking gun in my hand brain,
Mhm.
right? You know what I mean? Like he understands like
Like
the
a-
military analysis of it, but he doesn't understand the real world analysis of it. and he goes
I
like,
mean, isn't that a lack of military analysis as well? Like in a real world outside of Trump administration world, well, not really. I know we've been doing this shit, but like, how it's supposed to work is we're supposed to have like
yeah,
rules to this,
No, he's just game theorying it out in his head that it's just war, and then you finish it. You know
Win
what
at
I mean?
any cost. Yeah.
Yeah,
finish
yeah,
at
yeah.
any
He's
cost.
doing that.
So,
He's doing
right,
that.
with that
thing.
mindset,
Can't
it
beat
makes
humanity.
it is like a conundrum as to why we wouldn't hit with everything and that a country wouldn't hit with everything back. I guess that makes sense, but
Right.
like I would never approach something that way because like
It
of
doesn't work
course
that way.
of course people are going to plan for their own longevity. Like
Right. It's a normal fucking thing. Like
like,
no matter how evil they are, like they're still going to plan their survivability. Right.
well,
And then,
especially
again-
since like he's like Khomeini wasn't just evil for the fun of it. Like this is a belief system. Like
Right.
this is
Right.
this is
You don't kill a
something
belief.
that goes beyond him. Like
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
the whole point. So
Right. Yeah. And then another thing is like again, and that shows when he goes, oh, the United States really hasn't hit any civilian infrastructure. Brother, they've been fucking leveling hospitals. Like, what do you mean?
right.
Like,
Some
what
of the
do you
schools
mean?
and the hospitals.
Right.
Yeah.
For him, it's like, well, there's 90 million people there. There should be none left after you're done. Like, that's his track. You know what I mean? Like, you
Like,
just
no,
do it.
that's-
Like, you just do it. Like,
Like that's
Okay.
That's
they pick a
bad.
fight. Right. Like,
Like,
which
you
is
don't
like,
do that. Yeah.
you don't do that. But he doesn't think that. You know what I mean? He understands. It's like, but he is correct in the sense that like the IRGC understands that the United States has infinitely stronger military offensive capabilities. Defensive, not so much, but offensive, oh fuck yeah. Like so that like we don't want to poke the tiger where they do deploy a nuclear weapon on us, because if we push it that far, if we their whole entire mountain side like are filled with fucking missiles. Like I think they probably, he said 2,000. I think it's probably higher. They haven't used their hypersonics. If you deploy a hypersonic against the the USS Gerald Ford or the Abraham Lincoln, that's not stopping. Like the Lincoln is not going to stop that. But if the IRGC recognizes that, like, oh, if we fucking down their super carriers, that's really fucking bad. Like that's really,
the retaliation is gonna
the
be,
retaliation is going to be massive. Like we are going to see. Right now, they've only deployed 2,000 bombs. Like it's going to be 10,000. Like they're going to level our cities. Like that's the casualty will be in the hundreds of thousands. They recognize that. Like, but he thinks like, why aren't they doing that? You know, like to him, it's like what? Where's your Fates? Deploy the fucking Fate 1, Fate 2 right now. Like, brother, no.
Well,
Because I think everyone understands exactly what happens when you blow past them. For the Iranians, it means the death of their regime, flat out. And they don't want that. Again, that's their number one concern, is the continuation
He
of the Islamic
that, but he
Republic
doesn't
regime.
understand it.
But for the US and Israel, it means that if they were to blow past their guardrails, there would be a decade plus of awful destabilization within the region, which is a critical global energy hub.
Correct.
And so because of this, Iran is content to keep pressure where it needs to keep dragging this out in a manner that bleeds the US economically and politically, force them to reevaluate whether they want to go through this mess again in the future. But the United States is also content to keep the optics of blowing up Iranian missiles under the auspices of keeping everyone safe. And so it seems like when it comes to the leaderships of these countries right now, both sides are getting what they want somewhat. I mean, obviously you don't want to have a war in general, but all things considered, the Iranian regime is likely going to be safe, and Trump looks like he's some sort of competent military commander, at least to his base anyway. I think this is largely why we've seen less movement from Iranian proxies. There are threats out there, sure, but not really a lot of action. Again, I think it is restraint, because Iran absolutely could make this a very expensive and very casualty-ridden fight, and so could the U.S. Neither side is taking that leap. The problem is, for Iran, the slow burn mentality ironically only works if you can preserve the burn, and it looks like the U.S. is targeting launch infrastructure and so the slow burn may be degraded faster than Iran anticipated, but still the regime is calculating that they will survive, which means they're not going to dump their magazines of weapons at this point. They're going to try to stretch this war as long as they can. They're going to try to drive a wedge between Israel and the United States, which is another video. And they're going to try to survive the bombing campaign and keep options open for what eventually will be off-ramp negotiations, which Trump already is signaling he wants to do. He's already feeling political pressure. So we may be on our way towards that in the next few weeks. Regardless, it seems like Trump's campaign here was just yet another kick the can down the road, because we're going to get another Ayatollah, and we're going to get an IRGC slash Islamic Republic slash Basij militia supported regime. At least that is until the Iranian people do step up and overthrow the IRGC, which Trump has said he will provide air cover for. But that's not going to be enough for now. Those are the guys with guns in the streets. And unfortunately, the people we would support, the opposition, the protesters, they do not. And that means for the foreseeable future, no matter how many bombs Trump drops over the next couple of weeks, the IRGC, the Islamic Republic, and their leadership likely will continue. So we.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Any questions?
I mean, I feel like we kind of covered it.
Again, but this calculus changes if the Kurds invade. This changes for the worse, for the much worse.
Sure. I guess well, right. So I guess that would kind of negate everything that he's saying. Because if we're playing this let's hold back kind of game until we can get out,
right,
where everybody looks okay,
then
that would be a stupid move if that's the goal. So
yes, but the CIA is already doing it. The CIA is already arming the Kurds.
So it's what's the mentality? I guess I don't understand.
It's Israel. I mean, the Mossad wants it.
I did think that point there. Right, that point at the end there about driving a wedge between the U.S. and Israel, I thought that was interesting, because I'm just like, can you? I don't. One that actually results in anything, because I feel like the wedge should have been driven by now.
Yes,
we're holding on to an ally that the rest of the world basically hates, and we're not looking so hot ourselves on our own. That's not helping.
It will really depend on the political pressure. Like you said, he did get that correct. If the GCC countries just start blowing up Trump's phone constantly, if the Saudi Arabians can possibly get China to go along with this, is the only way. Is the only way. Trump's not going to listen to anybody else, realistically. I mean, unless China will be the number one thing. You get China back on the board, to call Trump and go okay, you're done. You're fucking with my money right now. You need to stop. Or the equivalent to that is if every other fucking nation on the planet calls Trump okay, you're done. You're done. We're going to start fucking your economy up. If you don't stop this, because you're just creating an energy crisis in our homes. So that means the Europeans start calling, because there's an interview that I watched today with Vladimir Putin. He's like, yeah, the European Union is coming to fucking beg me for oil while this war is going on. But if I do that, then 6 months later, they're going to start fucking sanctioning me, cut off the spigot. So how about I do this? I say, fuck them, and I just sell all my oil to China anyways. So if he's going to do that, if he does that, then Europeans are going to be calling Trump fuck Israel straight up. You gotta do it. And then Trump's got to make the calculation.
Trump doesn't give a fuck about Europe, it seems.
No, none of the administration. The administration hates Europe.
It seems obviously, my.
We can't ignore them either.
It's but it's it seems like Europe is extremely weak.
So weak.
I mean, I know that's
so weak
to say, but it's just
Europe is so weak.
I feel whenever Europe, a European country or whatever, is involved in any of these sort of global talks or anything, it's there's no leg to stand on.
No. What the Europeans are asking Trump is okay, you can piss on us, just please, can you just not do it in public, please?
Destroy us,
yeah. Just yo, stop with the 51st day. It's gonna be Canada. Trump has not forgotten that. It's going to be Canada. Like we already have a vassal state. He doesn't need to make.
I love how we're
Europe
gonna
the
make
51st
Europe
state, bro.
like all one big.
It's already a vassal state. They're already vassals, bro. Like Trump says jump, they go, yes sir. How high do I need to go? Like they're already vassals. Like it's you know, they don't need to. We don't need to give them any benefits. We get everything from them. Trump is already forcing them to buy all the fucking military funding. Like NATO, he's like increase 5%, do it now, or I take Greenland, and they go, sure sir, I will do it. Like please, yes, don't take Nick. Don't.
This is
Like, they literally went like, what do you want? Where do you want to fuck Greenland? Can you just point to say this is where I want to fuck Greenland, and you can do it, and we will stand around, create a shield while you rape Greenland. Like that's literally what they said to him. So just so we can hide you from the cameras, please. We will watch.
I mean,
we will let you do
that
it.
doesn't even make any. I mean, we're from New England, where we have to all share an NFL team. So, like, is New England one state, or is it separate states? Like, because they don't all have their individual NFL team. This whole
What do we
thing,
call the Connecticut Huskies?
I mean, sure, everybody's a Husky. Yeah, you can't be anything else in Connecticut. Sometimes when we talk about like geopolitics stuff, I just think like, how about
Why?
we get a plaque and China gets a plaque, and it's like you win the world, and then we just let like okay, now everybody gets to be independent now, like it's
right,
like it's annoying.
No, so perfect time, I think. You know about Kat Abu Zagale? Yeah, you know who she is?
I've never heard it pronounced, honestly, but I know who she is. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think of her?
I mean, from what I've seen, I like her.
Perfect. Can you pull up her interview where she's talking about China? I want to hear your thoughts because you haven't seen this. You haven't seen this yet. Oh, this is gonna be so great. I love it. I love it when I get to experience things or get to watch people experience things for the first time. See if you can pull it up.
Supports war with China.
Yes. Yes.
So is it this video?
It's a video. It's an interview she does with Dropside, I think.
Should we just watch this Hassan? Or will
just watch the Hassan one. Yeah, just watch. Yeah, it's a quick one because I don't know where the interview is, like how long the interview is. I mean, the interview is pretty long, but yeah, just watch the Hassan one. That's probably good enough. Yes, dude. What leftist wants a war with China? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I liked her too. I really liked her. She said all the right things. She did all the right things. And then this interview surfaces, and I'm going, huh? You're an interventionist?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
It's gonna, like, show...
You want a war with who now? Okay.
All right. Let's.
Yeah. No, definitely not a leftist. That's a something else. That's a liberal. Actually, not even a liberal. That's a far right. That's a far right Republican talking point. How do you go that far? I don't understand that. It's not playing. I can't hear it. I can't see it, by the way. Hello?
You'll have to ask this question of Joe tomorrow, just to make sure.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
But
all right, so you already have 2 questions. You're good to go. Like, what the heck do you mean by Joe supports Israel's right to exist, and how do you feel about
I have more
Taiwan
questions.
situation.
I have a couple more questions coming up. That I've
Should I? I mean, I've made some questions. Am I going to be able to get them in, or should I just?
Yes, bro. We're gonna let you
Okay.
go first. Jesus.
Oh wow, I'm sorry. I've been. Oops, I've been
Yeah.
watching it, and I didn't even.
I said I didn't hear
I'm
anything you
just-
said. Can we just watch
I'm
it?
just like by myself. Sorry. Just have a
Yes,
little.
please. Can you share it with the class?
Yeah. Okay, my bad. We'll go back to the beginning.
Oh, it's a 15-minute thing. Okay, we don't have to watch that long.
No. I scrolled to where she started.
One of
Okay.
my biggest principles, as it is for anything in international law and the UN, is that every country has the right to self-determination. And this doesn't just go for Taiwan. This doesn't just go for Palestine. It's everywhere. I support amending the Taiwan Relations Act to drop our strategic ambiguity towards defending the island militarily, not touching the one China policy outlined in the
Yeah.
Shanghai Communique. So if Taiwan is invaded, I want to ensure that we've codified passive support to sell Taiwan weapons if Congress wills it. So Trump just can't overrule it, or whoever the president is, that's in Congress's hands, and that we can militarily step in to defend Taiwan with naval fleets for interception and selling weapons.
Yeah. Yeah. Thoughts? Concerns?
I don't think we should do that.
Like okay. She got like I was like half listening to it. Like I was paying like I wasn't paying attention because I was like doing something and like it was playing in the background because I usually like and then she goes, we should drop the non-ambiguity with China. I go, huh? What do you mean by that? And then she goes, we need to make a defense pact. And I'm just like, so whoever the president is, you're gonna basically force them to go to war with China?
Right.
Please,
Yeah. What?
please, no. Who
Yeah,
is she?
that's-
She's sorry.
She's
She
such
is
a
running.
I didn't realize she was such a warmonger. Like,
That's what I'm
geez.
saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Where did this come from? I have no idea. Orion, she is running in Illinois district. I forgot. 9th district in Illinois. She is fairly popular. She is fairly popular. So there's well, I don't know about after this. I don't know about after this, but she's fairly popular. She has a good chance of winning it.
I
She
mean,
seems very confused and a bit. Yeah, I liked her
so-
talking points.
So I
did not
I'm
notice it.
confused. So does she support us? So what does she want from us in terms of Palestine then? Like does she not want us to just stop funding Israel? She wants us to go in and like fight Israel? Like by that same logic, then that's what she would want, no? Like
That I don't mind. But again, that it will never get there. Listen, it will never get there because you literally like the American president.
But I'm saying like she's using that same logic.
Yes.
Like you know.
Yes, pretty much. Like I mean, but again, China isn't committing a genocide in Taiwan.
No, I
Israel
know.
is. So if the military action is what's needed, then military action is what's needed. If the United States calls Israel and go like, okay, you're out, you're done, you're fucking done, and Israel goes,
Mhm.
well, fuck no, I'm not doing that, and then the United States, obviously war is not the first option. You go, we're placing economic sanctions on you, we're taking all of our support back, we're taking all of our military back, we're
That's what I'm
cutting
saying.
off
I
all
mean,
of
it
his
could be solved like that way.
yeah, and then
but-
if Israel still doesn't agree, then you do place troops.
I guess it's kind of a false equivalence, but like the idea of just, I mean, I still, so we can take it over and do the same thing to those people. You know, like we're
Yeah.
never going to go in and just be the savior. Like we don't do that. Like you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's
So-
gaming at this point. I mean, like it's really gaming because we're so deep involved in that. Like we're not the good guys at all.
Right. So, but it's a different thing. I don't even know.
But if
why
we told
I
China
went
to do
there,
it, and we're like, yeah, we won't block your way. That if you do go and step into it, and then you restructure the entire country and put democracy there or whatever, like we won't step in your way. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about like I know a little bit about the Taiwan situation, but I don't see, like, I don't think it would justify, to me, it wouldn't justify, like, war, but
No,
her
there's
just
nothing
kind
that
of
justifies war with China.
wanting
That is a
to use it
world-ending
with-
war that ends the world.
Right.
That's a world war, 100%, with nuclear on the table. Like, there's no way. It's just the stupidest. And then again, Shaika Chakrabarti, great candidate. I really like him, not because he's Indian, but because he has excellent policies. And from what I send
Yeah.
you, his answers are good. Hassan asked him the same question, and he goes, "We need to get along. Like, that's the only way. We need to make deals. We need to make friendship ties. We need to make a non-proliferation treaty with China. We need to make, non-war act or whatever you want to, however you want to, non-escalation pact. Then we just do it that way. We worked with them. We work with them, and then they do what they got to do, and we do what we got to do. But we don't fight. Like, that doesn't happen."
Yeah. I
This is
mean,
why-
like, it sounds like she's coming at it from, like, protecting, like, Taiwan's independence. Like,
But there's no
as she said it,
independence.
but
UN
Right,
recognizes
so it's-
Taiwan as part of China.
it's misguided.
Yeah, 100%. Like, the UN recognizes Taiwan. Like, I don't think there is Taiwan in the UN. Like, it's not there.
Mhm.
It's China.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess
You
she-
go
she
there
prob-
though. What?
I mean, obviously her base was the leftist, so I guess she kind of
Yeah.
just gave that
Just destroyed
gave
it.
that
Pretty much
election
destroyed it.
to
Daniel
what's his
Bliss, I
na-
think.
What's his name? Bliss, yes. Bliss.
Daniel Bliss. Yeah, I think he's probably gonna take it. I just got a campaign picture of how you stopping it. Really not, because he's Indian. Question. What's your question, Ryan Aries? Oh, you got the Chicago Connects? You know about him? Is she? It's not Chicago. Who she's running for? Is 9th District Chicago? I think it was. Maybe it is. What's America? That's a fucking philosophical question if I ever heard one. To me, it's okay. I'll tell you what America is, and this is how I think about America a lot of the times. Do you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Me?
No, Ryan.
I don't know
What?
if you want
What?
Right.
You've seen Last Airbender?
Yes.
The guy with the arrow tattoo flying around?
Yes. Yes. I said yes. You don't have to clarify.
Really? Okay. Okay. But did you see the new one, Legend of Korra? No.
Yes, but I don't remember
What?
much from that one.
Okay. You don't have to.
Yeah, those ones are like those are childhood. Like everybody's watched those. I feel like.
Okay. Yeah. No, listen. Don't talk about everybody's watched them. You don't watch any good cartoons. You still haven't read One Piece. Okay. Anyways, Ryan. You remember at the end when he's fighting? Aang fights the Fire Lord and he defeats the Fire Lord, and then he's performing the bending, and then he like lifts the water up, and then he puts it down. Yeah, she did surprise me. Like that area. So in the, like where he defeats the Fire Lord is where the new city is built, right? The new nation, the new town is built, and everybody lives together. Every kind of it's not it's like, so rest of the nations are like, well, there's Fire Nation there, Airbender Nation there, Earth Nation there, Water Kingdom there, right? Like they're all separated out like that. But that little island, fucking forgot what it's called. I forgot that Avatar Island. I think it's called Avatar Island. Everybody lives there together, no matter what nationality you are, no matter what bending power you are, right? That's what I think America is like. Every walks of life lives here. There's really no other country on the planet that does this, where you have such mass diversity. Like that's what I think America could be, and it could be the greatest. I think America has the potential to be the greatest nation on the planet, but yet we just fuck it up. We just keep fucking it up, So That's that. I don't think we're gonna get to the Abbas interview.
Doesn't look like it. That's okay. I'll
But
watch
anyways,
it on my own.
it's you sit there and you're just like, what are you fucking doing, dog? Like you just hearing the questions like, what is wrong with you? But pretty much, yeah. But anyways, well, you guys are not in California. Yeah, you guys are not in California. Look up Shoykot Chakraborty. He is a centi millionaire. He is he talks good. He has good policies. He doesn't call him a socialist, call himself a socialist, but he's damn near there. He's really, really good. I really like a lot of his policies. And he's well studied. Can I ask you a question? We don't. It's not us people like you. It's not us people like you makes this world better. I don't know, man. Everybody has the potential to like contribute some. Like I was like when we were talking to the DSA guys last week, right? And they said something interesting. Like not everybody is suited for. Yeah, not everybody's a candidate. Yeah. Somebody has to do something. Somebody has to do like the. Somebody has to
you
do
have to have
like
community organizers. I mean, some people just
you
need to be community members because otherwise, what's the point? You can't. And not everybody can. If you're organizing what, like you're leading what,
Right. You can't have a village without the villagers. So everybody in society plays a part. Everybody does something to make this world a better place. This is again an argument. My argument for there is no such thing as low skilled or unskilled labor. That does not exist. Somebody working at, for example, a fast food restaurant provides infinitely more value in my eyes than a fucking CEO of that same fucking fast food restaurant. You know what I mean? Okay, shut the fuck up, Cairo, dickhead. You're turning into fucking Liberty Twitcher for me.
And I was just being a contrarian.
He's such an asshole. And he's sitting there talking about, I love the hair. Oh shit, they can fucking see us like in our last fucking with a
I know. He was just flirting with everyone. Didn't know.
Right.
Didn't know. They could see the whole time.
Right.
Julio missed his message about how handsome he is, though. But
well, there you go. It's all right. But anyways, I think this war will go on for a little bit. I will at least give it a couple of months, unless Trump is pressured heavily by other nations, Asian nations, GCC nations, European nations. But to do that, if he does get pressured, but to end this war, you pretty much got to tell Israel to shut the fuck up and sit in the corner. If he doesn't do that, then it's a problem. Then it's a huge problem. We'll see. Dude, I'm so down. I'm so down. I'm so down to go to China, man. I'm 100% down to go to China. We can start our stream from Bilibili. That's their Twitch. Fuck no, I'm not moving to Japan. You think I'm gonna? All right, Ryan. You think I'm gonna leave the imperial court to go to a vassal state? No, absolutely fucking not. Why do I
didn't know that
on my?
I didn't know that clicking on it would bring it to the screen.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I'm trying to see it. Okay.
What is that?
It's gone.
What is that?
So
yeah, the female Trump. Oh yeah, the female Trump is in Japan. Yes. China is the way, bro. Australia, same thing, brother. That is the vassal state. That is a vassal state. China is literally the only country, bro, or Russia. But I much rather go to China.
There's no. That's why whenever people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna go, expatriate, move to another country," I'm just like,
or Mexico would be cool.
Especially if it's Europe, I'm like, why? So that you can live through like an economic collapse? Like, is that what you want?
Yeah. Yeah, literally. It's so stupid. Anyways, you can call it there if you want.
Yeah,
let's move to China. Let's game plan this out. Let's move to China. Let's get there and learn some Mandarin. And there we go, brother. You're gonna catch me out there with the fly ass Nike. Oh, the Adidas jacket. Oh, they're so cool. I want them so badly. Oh, if I go to China, I'm getting one of those. Hey, send me the money. I'll bring one for all of you guys. Have you seen those?
No idea what you're
Oh,
talking
look it
about.
up. Look it 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 up. Look at the Adidas Chinese collab. They're so fire. They're so good, man. Next
You
time,
just said look it up like 20 times. Okay. I mean, yeah,
share it
they're
with the
nice.
class.
I
Share
do
it with
the
the
purple
class.
one.
I know the one you're talking about, bro. You with the purple one? The yellow. They're all good. All the colors are good. All the colors are good, bro. I fuck with them so heavy. They look so good. What? Oh, that one looks cool too. With the
This
one you
one?
were at. Yeah. What is that? That one looks cool too. I would rock that. I would wear that.
It's cute.
Right? All the original Chinese ones, fire, dude. Fire. Every single color. I would want, like, honestly, I would want every single one of those pairs. But you
Oh,
can't get
again,
them.
I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to share the site I was looking on. This is it, larger.
Yeah, that one looks really cool. But
This
the
is a
Chinese
lot.
fashion is cool. Oh, I like that one too. The Chinese fashion is so cool. I saw a brand on TikTok where it's a what do you call it? It's a Chinese Indian fusion brand. It looks so cool. China wants me, bro. China wants me, big bro. Trust me. China actually wants me. I'm gonna start looking for jobs in China. Straight
Okay.
up. Anyways, guys, tomorrow we're gonna be back tomorrow. Please come by tomorrow. We're gonna have another candidate that is running for Congress, House of Representatives,
District 4?
District 4. That's right. For Fairfield County, that is one of the richest counties in the country. That is one of the richest counties in the country, really close to New York. So come by. We're gonna ask them. We'll be better. I know you guys have some questions. And okay. Like if you're gonna ask some questions, like streamline them and like it's hard. It's hard to like stop the interview from happening, and then like take your questions and ask him the questions, right? So like we got to figure out a better way to do that. Like maybe like towards the end, we'll just take questions from you guys. So like wait towards the end, and then we'll take questions from you guys. But I have some
We can scroll
tough
through
questions.
and grab them.
Yeah, we'll scroll through them and grab whatever questions you guys have.
I'm sure the trains.
I'm gonna be better.
They always do.
I'm gonna be better than the first one. I'm gonna ask that question because there's an initiative happening in Connecticut that is being put in front of the assembly to build a bridge from Long Island to connect it to Connecticut, which I don't like because it's going to be really fucking expensive. I think they've already turned it down because it's so expensive, but fuck the expenses, build a goddamn train. Build a fucking train, dude. Swear to God. So we'll talk about all that stuff, but we will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. with another All the Factors interview with our elected officials or candidates. But we'll see. All right, guys.
All right. Good night.
Take it easy. Take it easy.